Hello YouTube, Dark Science here. On the O'Reilly Factor, Bill O'Reilly told Senator Tom Coburn, a Republican from Oklahoma, quote, "We researched to find out if anyone on Fox News had ever said you're going to jail if you don't buy health insurance. Nobody ever said it," unquote. This was in response to a statement made by the senator at a town hall meeting, where he stated, quote, "The intention is not to put anybody in jail. That makes for good TV news on Fox, but that isn't the intention," unquote. I'm not going to bother to show all the clips where Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck, Judge Napolitano, and yes, even Bill O'Reilly himself, when he had Glenn Beck on his show, discuss exactly what he denies occurring. I will link the fine work of the young Turks in the description so that everyone can see it for themselves. I'm quite sure that multiple sites will be showing it over the next few days. First and foremost, Bill, you lied. You knew all too well that it had in fact been a talking point on Fox News for months beforehand. You yourself discussed the issue with Glenn Beck and even made reference to his going to jail to make a point about it. This was not a misquote or something taken out of context. You deliberately lied to attack a U.S. senator, and a Republican one at that. Then you compounded the lie by saying that the issue had been researched. You should fire the individual involved in the research because they failed miserably in the job. Cenk Uygur is right. You should hire J.R. Jackson to do your research. Never mind, Bill. I know you're not going to do it. It's not about journalistic ethics anymore. It's about the talking points. It's about protecting the desires of the people paying the money. It's sad that in this country it's not about the actual news anymore. It's one big commentary on what the sheep are supposed to do to keep the bucks rolling in. Bill, you're one of the most watched newsmen in one of the biggest news organizations. Is it too much to ask that you learn to support your worldview without blatant lies? Or more importantly, how about reporting the news without the obvious manipulation of the facts? A small suggestion, Bill. If you can't support your viewpoint without lying or manipulating the facts, is it possible that your viewpoint or worldview is wrong? I realize, of course, that a lot of folks will come up with multiple excuses for what he said, and why it's not what it sounded like. I think it's time for this country to wake up and start looking into reality for themselves. It's abundantly obvious that the people that are supposed to be giving us the real news are not going to do it. The sad truth is that George Carlin was right. This country's bought and paid for, and the people in charge don't want people to understand that it's simply their job to serve whomever writes the checks. Now, I don't bother with all the conspiracy theories, but it doesn't take a conspiracy theory to realize that the folks with the money and power want to keep it. It also doesn't take a conspiracy theory to realize that the lobbyists aren't there to help the American people, but the companies they work for. It also doesn't take a conspiracy theory to realize that the politicians elected by the money are going to vote in a way to keep the money rolling in and continue to get them elected. It doesn't take a big Illuminati, Freemason, Luciferian conspiracy for people to make the choice to do the things that benefit themselves. However, the people with the money and the power doing what's right for them doesn't mean it's best for the rest of us. Time for the common man to start calling out the people that are being paid to give us the news for such blatant lies. Remember, 98% of the universe would try to kill you, so questioning is an act of survival. Peace out, YouTube.